Here's another quick mini lesson on multiplying and dividing decimals. So when we had adding and subtracting decimals, we had to make sure we lined up the decimal point. With multiplication, we don't need to do that. So what I'm going to look for is I'm taking not the bigger number, but the most digits, and I'm going to put that on top. So in this case, it is the first number, but it wouldn't have to be. I could have rewritten this problem as 0.26 times 734.8. And I still would write this number on the top, and I don't need to line up the decimals. So all I want to do is line the numbers up at the far right. So I'm multiplying. Some of you are using partial products. At this point, I'd really like you to go to the algorithm that I'm going to show you here, because it's just a more efficient way of doing your multiplication at this point. So how I start is I take the 6. And I'm going to be multiplying the 6 times every piece up above. So the way I start is 6 times 8 is 48. So I carry the 4. Now I do 6 times 4 is 24, plus this 4 is 28. Carry the 2, put down an 8. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 2 is 20. Carry the 2, put down a 0. 6 times 7 is 42, plus 2 is 44. Okay, now what I would recommend is you're done using the 6. We have to remember to put a placeholder down here. I'm also going to cross off these numbers that I carried so that I don't use them incorrectly. Now I'm going to start with the 2, and I'm doing the same thing all over again. So 2 times 8 is 16. Carry the 1, put down a 6, and be really careful lining things up. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 7, 14. Now I just need to add these up. 8 plus 0, 8. 8 plus 6, 14. Carry the 1. 9 plus 0 plus 1 is 10. Carry the 1. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Carry the 1. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. And 1 plus nothing is 1. Now to place my decimal, I just go back up to the original. There's 1, 2, 3 numbers to the right of decimals. So 1, 2, 3. I need my decimal between the 1 and the 0. If you need to rewatch, go ahead and rewatch until you're comfortable being able to multiply decimals. Here, when I go to divide, first thing you need to know is the first number is the one that goes underneath this division sign. So it's 3.0096. Notice I'm really spacing out my numbers so that I keep track of where I'm at. We can't divide when we have a decimal out here. So what I'm going to do is move it 2 places over. So I have to do the same thing here. And now just bring it straight up. That's where my decimal is going to go. Now this next part I strongly recommend, although some kids skip this point, and then you end up with your numbers in the wrong place. So I would go all the way to the beginning, and I would say, does 48 go into 3? No, it doesn't. Does 48 go into 30? No, it doesn't. So the first number I'm going to be writing is above this 0 here. So I'm kind of estimating 48 is pretty close to 50. And I know that there would be 6 groups of 50 in 300. So I'm going to try 6 here. So 48 times 6, I might have to go off to the side. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 4. So I get 288. Now I need to subtract. Well, if I have 0 again, I can't take 8 away. I have to go and borrow. So this becomes a 10, and now I make it a 9, and this is a 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 8 is 1. Always check. This number needs to be smaller than this. If it's not, then you know you didn't take enough here. So once I subtract, I bring down the next number. So now I'm asking myself, how many times does 48 go into 129? So again, if this is about 50, I know that estimating this is probably going to be 2. So I might have to go over here again and never erase because I might need to reuse these. And I multiply, this gives me 96. So when I subtract, 9 minus 6 is 3. 12 minus 9 is 3. This is less than this, so I'm okay. Bring down the 6. Now I know multiplying by 6 gave me 228. I don't know if I could get closer, so I'm going to try 48 times 7. That's 56. 28 plus 5. Looks like 7 is going to be perfect. 7 gives me 336, and it ends. If I would not have gotten a 0 here, then I'd just add a 0 and bring down a 0 and keep going. But in this case, my answer is 6.27.